I do this on stage in front of hundreds of people, and I get people on the stage, we do magic tricks, or I do this in workshops and we have hundreds of people around all trying out magic and so on. So this is a bit weird for me, as I'm in the back garden. There's lots of sun coming from over here. You can hear the birds, you can not hear any traffic really because there's sort of nobody driving around. So what are we going to do? Well, I'm going to give you a bit of a history lesson about magic, starting with the world's oldest magic trick. Now this uses a couple of spongy ball things here. You don't need to use these, you can use screwed up little bits of paper, but these little spongy balls are very easy to get hold of on eBay. You can get about 10 for a couple of pound. Also, we have some cups here. Now the thing with these cups, we just need 3 weird little beakers like that can stack inside each other. Okay, so this is the world's oldest magic trick. It was found painted on an Egyptian tomb. So let's teach it to you. What we have is 1, 2, 3 cups. We take one of the spongy balls like this. Let's place it on top of one of the cups. Now, what I normally do is I get somebody in the audience to pick a cup. It makes no difference, but they feel it does. So let's say they pick this one here. The ball there is in between these 2 cups, as you can see. Now, what you need to do is come up with some weird kind of magical word like abracadabra, izzy wizzy, whatever it is that comes to your head. You can even just go for all I care. All right, but we need some kind of weird word, and the whole audience goes blah like this, and the ball will travel through the cup and end up on the table like so. Ta-da! That's quite impressive. But people go, what happened? So we say, let's show you again. So what we do, we place the 2 balls like so. We take the cups, we place them on the table like so. They can choose which ball. Let's go with this one this time. Now, they can then choose a cup. I think we used this one last time, so let's use this one. There we go. The ball is now in between the cups, like that. We're going to do our magical word. There we go. And it travels through the cup onto the table, like so. This is where it gets a bit more interesting. So we're going to take one ball, we'll place it there, like so. We'll take the cups, we'll go 1. We've already got a ball there, so let's cover that ball with this cup. Okay, then we place the second ball, and this is why we need 2, you see? So there's 1 there and 1 there. Then we take a cup, like so. It's got 1 ball underneath, 1 ball in the middle. We do our magical word, there we go. And it goes all the way through to the table and joins the other one on the table, like so. Now the whole thing about this trick is you can keep doing it over and over and over again as many times as you like. Now, how do we do it? I'll show you the first move. We take the ball, we place it on a cup, we sandwich that ball in between 2 cups. We say a magic word, it goes all the way to the table, and there it is. Now at the start of the trick, what we have is 3 cups. 1, 2, 3, and the 2 balls on the table, like so. At this point, I'm lying to you, because we actually have 3. And in this cup, you can see a ball. There we go. Now I'm going to place that in the middle there. Now this is how you set up the trick. So there is a ball in the middle, or a screwed up bit of paper, whatever it is you're using. Now, we take 1 cup, place it inside that one. So there is a ball between this cup and this cup. All right, we take the other one, we place it underneath, like that. So, when I'm talking to you, I let you look inside the cup, so it makes it think in your head that, oh, they're empty. And if I take the cup from the bottom, and always from the bottom, I can hold both cups like this. And you think you're seeing inside all of the cups. So it looks like we've got 2 on the table, we've got 1 there, and we turn it like so. Now, make sure you take it from the bottom, like this, all right? Now, if you take it from the bottom, you see the ball is still in there, and then turn it, not too slowly and not too fast, but gravity will keep it in. But people think, because they've seen inside these 2 cups, that they've seen inside all 3 cups. So we now have 1 on the table, 1 there. We cover it up, make up some random gibberish. It goes through the cup. Obviously it doesn't, it's still there, but there's still a ball here, remember. So we need to turn it upside down. There we go, like that. So we're going to take the cup from the bottom, and we talk to people, we show the cups like this so people can see inside, they think there's not a ball there. Now remember, this time we take it from the bottom. Do not do this, because people will see. So we take it from the bottom and we cover up that ball, so there's now 2 underneath there. Then placing that ball like so, we cover that up. It goes through and joins the one on the table. Obviously it doesn't. There's two already on the table and one there. So we lift it up and there are two there like so. And the good thing about this trick is ready to start again completely from scratch. So you can do the whole routine again because that ball is still in that cup there. And yet when I'm talking, I can do all this kind of thing and people think that they've seen inside all the cups. They haven't. And that's the main trick about any form of magic trick, is people assume something that isn't actually happening. And the good thing about the spongy balls, there's a thing called a French drop. It can be used, spongy balls, it can use coins, it can use cards. And what you do is you take the ball in your hand like that, to basically to put into this cup here. And you just go, okay, I'll place that one in that cup. Okay? And in reality, what I'm going to do is going to grab this cup here. And there's actually two of them in there now. Now, what a French drop is, it's called misdirection. It's a bit of sleight of hand. Most of the tricks I like to do don't require any sleight of hand whatsoever. But this is a nice, easy thing to do. So what you're doing, when you come across with this hand here, I'll now take that hand out of the way, you drop that one into that hand. And you hold it using your thumb. So it looks like, because obviously with this hand I've done that, you can even point to that hand. Right? And look at that hand. So everybody's looking at that. And then you place it in there, when in reality it's still in my hand here. So that when I grab that cup, I just drop it straight into the cup. And it's in there. Another good way to start this trick is you can start with all the cups on the table like so. So the audience can see there's absolutely nothing inside the cups. But what you do is you have a ball like so. So because I can squash that into my hand, it looks like there's nothing in my hands. And I'm doing it so you can hopefully see it. When I pick up the cups, what I'm going to do is place that ball inside a cup. Like that, you see? So now I've got a ball in that one, and I want that one in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And we're ready to start the trick. So they've seen inside all three. Right, there we go. And there it is. Alright, so that's a way to make the trick even better. And if you are going to do this kind of thing where you do that and you've got it squeezed in your hand, what you can then do is kind of pick up a ball with this hand and just go, oh, if I just grab that one, so really I've got two now, like that. Okay, and you go, oh, it's disappeared. And you go, hang on, I'll take the one that's in this hand and put that in that hand like that. Okay, so everyone thinks, oh, and I'll pick that one up there as well. So what we're going to do, people now go, oh, I don't know how many there are. When in reality, you've now got three in this hand. And the good thing about them being squishy and squeezy like this, I can put this into somebody else's hand, like that, close their hand around it, and they think they've got one because they're squeezing it like that. You can fit about 8 or 9, and people will still think they've only got about one in their hand. And when they open it up, suddenly they're going, oh, wow, that's amazing. All right, so that's the cups and balls trick. It is one of the oldest tricks in the world. It's very easy to do, doesn't require any sleight of hand, but I'm going to teach you some other tricks any moment now when I go that way to find them. Bye. Well, that was very quick. Well edited. So what we're going to do, obviously, most people have heard of magic wands and things like that. You don't need any of that stuff. We can just do tricks with things that you find at home. But here's a little magic wand with a weird little tassely thing at the end, which is from another magic trick, but it can be absolutely anything that we use here. And what we're going to do is a levitation trick. All right? And this is very, very simple. All right? What we're going to do is we're going to hold it in our hand like this, in two hands. Can you see that? I've got them held like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go with one hand and see if it sticks and floats. Like so. Wow, I hear you all say, and a spontaneous round of applause. But also I can even hold it like that and it still stays levitating onto my hand. Now there's several ways of doing this. Okay, the easiest way is, if you notice, I'm wearing a watch. Now the good thing about wearing a watch is I can put something inside the watch strap like so, that can hold on to whatever I put into my hand. Now, if you haven't got the ability to do that, so if you just take a pencil or a pen or a ruler or something like that there, it allows you to pick things up and hold them, even like that, for example. There's no way I could be doing any kind of sleight of hand and in reality I've got a ball just there. Another way to do a levitating trick if you don't have a watch, very simple. Same again, we hold it like so and we go, look, it's stuck. And people think you're just sort of holding your hand up like that. In reality, what you're doing is that. All right? So that's a very, very simple one. And so long as you don't do that one for too long a time, you can get away with it. So what else can we do using things you've got at home? You've probably got one of these, a dice or a die, whatever you want to call it. So the first trick I ever learned, it's a very simple one. You'll find it in most magic books. And that is number prediction. All right, so we roll a dice. Okay, and without looking underneath the dice, I can tell you the number that I can't see is going to be a 2. All right, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'll move it into shot. There we are. So that's the dice at the moment. I can't tell you what's underneath it because obviously we can't see it, but I'm going to predict it's a 2. So I'm going to lift it up very slowly and show you. There we go. It is a 2. Now this trick can be done many, many times. So we've rolled, get someone to roll a dice. They've just rolled a 6. All right. I predict the number underneath the dice that I cannot see that number, but I'm guessing it's a 1. And it is. Now, the good thing about this, that not everybody knows this fact, but the number on the top and the bottom will always add up to 7. So if I've got, as I said, a 5 on the top, underneath must be a 2. If we've got, where is it? There's the 6, underneath must be a 1. And if we've got, where are we? 4. 4 there, so underneath must be a 3. Now, if people go, oh, I know how that trick's done, this is where you do the second part of the trick. You get them to roll the dice and you say, okay, so we've got a 3 that you've rolled. So therefore, underneath here, you're expecting me to say there's a 4. In reality, I think it's a 6. And I'm going to show you, and hopefully you're going to see this on camera. So we've got a 3 there on the top there. Yep, okay, 3 on the top. Underneath, we have got, wow, it's not a 4. Now, the way to do this, I'll show you there, 3 on the top there. It's very, very simple. It's all to do with the way you're holding the dice. So if we've got a 5 on the top, underneath should be a 2. And if I quickly turn it over, it's not, is it? Now, because you're going to hold the dice like this, very hard to see here, so that you can do this move. So if you hold it by its edges, it allows you to do that. So if I show you there's a 5 on top, when I turn it over, at the same time as turning it with my hand, I won't turn it now so you can see, but I do that move. So if you watch slowly, I will be turning it over. At the same time, I twist the dice so that when you see the number on the bottom, it's not the right number. And when you twist it back, so I'll do it quickly, well, slowly, sorry, I'll do it slowly. So I turn like that, and at the same time, I twist the dice, and there we go. And that is a very, very simple trick. And it's a good thing because when you're doing magic, people often like to ruin your trick. So if you say, you do that trick and say it's a 5 on top, I know what number's underneath, it's a 2. They go, oh, I know how it's done. And you go, oh, okay, let's see you do that. And then you do the twisty one. All right, so that's a nice, easy trick you can do using a dice. Now, I'm running out of time, but I've got to get on to a card trick because most people have packs of cards at home. Now, I'm actually going to use a pack of cards that are slightly dodgy, all right? And I'm going to tell you that already because I'm going to teach you the trick. And this is called a Svengali deck of cards. It's a very, very simple trick. You can probably buy them for a couple of pounds in toy shops, joke shops and so on like that, or online. Svengali, S-V-E-N-G-A-L-I. And the good thing about them, if you can show you, here's one of the first tricks I ever owned. And we've got a packet of cards, and you can see, I'll do it that way up as well, so you don't think there's some weird like half card type thing. You can see the fronts, and you can see the backs of the cards, all right? So it's just a packet of cards. Very simple, all right? What I do is I get somebody in the audience to shout, stop. Stop! Oh, well done. Thank you very much, audience. Right. So I often say, oh, I've seen that card, so there's no point me telling you that card. Why don't you take the next card and hold it up to the audience? I say, make sure I can't see it. Whatever you do, don't let me see it. Once you've shown everybody the 3 of clubs, put it back. And quite often, the people there start laughing, and the person goes, what? Because they haven't really listened. And you've said, it's a 3 of clubs. So I put the 3 of clubs in the pack, where it came from. You then push it down. It's definitely in the pack. It has been lost. Then turn to somebody else in the audience and get them to say the word stop. So here we go. Stop. Thank you very much. Okay, same again. Different place. So it's obviously not the same card. But I've seen this one, so there's no point taking that card. They take that card, and you say, show everyone the 3 of clubs, and put it back. So they've both picked the same card. Right, there's the 3 of clubs. It's going into the pack. And as I said, this is a very simple card trick. Doesn't require much in the way of sleight of hand or anything like that, or much practice. But it's a very special gimmicked pack. Now, I'm going to take what I call the top card, like so. And you can show everyone that one. And you can place it back on the pack, like so. And you say, your card was the 3 of clubs. Let me just find that top card. It's the 3 of clubs. Now, with a Svengali deck, you can show everyone. They're all different cards. Sometimes this is called a long and short deck. You won't be able to see this because obviously you're miles away. But these cards, every other card is shorter than the other one. All right, so you've got a bunch of tall cards and a bunch of short cards. Every short card is a 3 of clubs. You see this? All the 3 of clubs are shorter than the other cards. This means if I flick the pack like this, the short cards will get missed. So you'll see the tall card, and every time I flick like that, you're actually flicking 2 cards because you're missing the short card. If I flick it the other way, like this, so if I take that 3 of clubs off the top, put it there, I can make it look like the entire pack is made up of 3 of clubs. Every single card looks like a 3 of clubs because the tall cards are falling first and the short cards, which are the 3 of clubs, are falling on top of them. There we go. So it makes no difference where anybody stops when you flick through the pack like that. The next card will always be the 3 of clubs. Now, I show you that because it's nice and cheap and easy to get hold of. But you can make your own Svengali decks. I've done it before. And what you need is a lot of packs of cards. And you go through and take all the 3 of clubs out of one pack and you sort of chop a tiny bit off the end of it. It's very time consuming and very annoying. But a quick card trick that you can learn. And hopefully you can see these cards there. So we've got 2 3 of clubs. We got one red card, 2 black cards. There we go. Okay. So all we're going to do, this is the classic 3 card trick, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. So we have the red card there. All you're going to do is watch that red card. Do not take your eyes off of the red card. Is it easier if I just keep my finger on it? Or right. So hopefully you have no idea where that is, and you get people in the audience to shout out where they think that card is. I actually have no idea now. But you're going to start screaming and say, it's there! Yes, it is. Most people probably would have picked this one here and that one there. So I'm going to do it very slowly and show you how this is done. So we start. Now, if you have a look at how I'm holding these cards, that's the important hand there, all right? So we have black card held by my thumb and my first finger. Red card, often the Queen of Hearts, is held by my thumb and my second finger. That's the important bit. And I say, I want you to look at that card. Do not take your eyes off of that card. Keep looking at it, all right? And it doesn't make any difference how many times I do all this. Because the trick's already been done. They think I'm doing some weird sleight of hand and so on. It's already been done. So most people are going to go, there it is. Oh no, it isn't. It was there. Now, this is why I told you to look very carefully at this hand. So we're holding it like that. And when I put the card down, in reality, I've kept the 8. And how do we do that? All right, you let go with this finger, like this. So I often do sort of move my hand that way at the same time, letting go. So everyone thinks you've let go of the 8 because that's the one you were talking about. Then, whilst I'm over here, I swap my fingers around. So when I come back, people think it was that card, the 8, that went. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But that is why you never ever bet on card games, because if you're playing me, you'll lose. Right, bye folks, I've run out of time. So now go and watch this stage and see what's happening.